Now I can stay for a couple more minutes. So let me just ask this real quick. I'm very intrigued. Are you guys the type? And I don't want to put this on you, so I'm just going to ask. Do you guys believe that dinosaurs are fake? Because a lot
Yes,
of people are going around saying that.
I do.
What are you
I
talking?
believe that absolutely.
What are you guys talking about? I engineered them. I brought them to this planet. I
Okay,
actually
okay,
assisted with all that.
okay. So
Whether they're
Absolutely,
fake,
unequivocally, absolutely, 100%. Dinosaurs is a fucking hoax to blow the evolution thing along and to give you another sense of always be afraid because a big rock from space could wipe you out, man.
okay,
Well,
now
that's,
now
All
I don't
horseshit.
think that's the same
okay
as a
now could I
dinosaur.
ask you could I ask you for two evidences for why they're fake?
Okay,
I think
one, you've never seen a dinosaur bone. Two, the very first dinosaur that ever came to be came about from a guy, another Freemason, that he'd been on about there must have been giant lizards. He had no evidence of such a thing. He was just making this claim. And somebody here in the United States found this little tooth, and he couldn't figure out what this tooth was, right? So he sent it off to this guy to find out what it was. And this guy said, this is clearly from a dinosaur. And he drew a picture of a dinosaur and sent it back to this guy. That was the first dinosaur discovery. It was based off of a tooth and a picture that a guy drew. Next thing you know, people start digging up fucking dinosaurs all over the place, but you're not allowed to see the bones because only the special people get to see those. They're hidden away in a safe place. They show you replicas that they've put together. And those are made up of bone meal and
Okay,
epoxy.
you made a couple points. Could I please respond? Because you said a couple things I think
well, I
is fair
think
to
Well,
mention.
fossils
you asked me for
are
some
evidence
proofs.
of
I'm just giving
larger
them to you.
animals,
Okay, but I
whether you
disagree
call
with
them
you. So do you
dinosaurs
have
or
the
whatever.
decency to let me respond, please?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, cool. Now about like I never seen dinosaur bones. Yeah, I've been to many of these, museums around here. Like say for an example, in
Mhm.
Florida, there's this place called the Science Center. I've been there like I believe this is over in Orlando actually, the
Mhm.
Orlando Science Center, and they have like a whole area there where they have these supposed dinosaur bones set up. Of course, those bones are replicas of real bones. Of course, they're not going to put
Well, how do you
the
know they're actually replicas of real bones?
could I please finish?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
just
it's
question.
like, dude, I'm gonna get to that, but you have to let me build up to understand what I'm saying. I mean, this is very reasonable. I let you do it. Why can I not do
Mhm.
it? I mean, that's hypocritical. So what I was gonna say is that there are real bones, but they're very fragile, and they don't want them, put out here because these things are worth millions of dollars. Just like if you ever looked up something called the Museum of Funeral History, they have
Mhm.
a replica of Abraham Lincoln and an exact replica of the gun that John Wilkes Booth used to assassinate President Abraham, right? So is that the real gun that was used? Of course not, but it's a replica of the real one, which is
Mhm.
being held somewhere else.
Mhm.
So you wouldn't say that it was all fake, right?
Mhm.
Just because the real one's being hidden away and there's a replica on display.
Have you seen the bones that are hidden away?
Have I myself seen them? No,
How do you know that there's actually really bones hidden away? How
because
do
we
you
have
know that it's not just,
because
oh, look, a convenient excuse? For instance, I could show you a replica of the Hope Diamond and tell you that I have the Hope Diamond, but I can only show you this replica because the real one is put away in a very, very safe place. Are you going to believe me?
of course not. But
Well, there you
wait,
go.
wait, wait,
There you
hold.
go. There you go.
But
So
wait,
if that's your
that's a
evidence of
straw man.
proof,
That's a straw man because
no,
there's
it's
only
not.
one.
You're saying that someone. Hold on. You're saying that
You can't say that.
you're saying that the reason you've never seen the real bones is because someone told you that they are stored away someplace because they're very valuable.
Okay,
Now, see, we're going up.
is there is there
If I told you I have $500 right now in my pocket, I have $500 cash in my pocket. Okay.
I could believe you because there
You
are
could, but do you have
that,
any
that
evidence that I'm not lying about it?
no, you could be
So you
lying,
don't
but
know if I'm telling you the truth or
please let
not.
me. Oh my God, just give me 10 seconds. The part that you are missing the point on is there's only one Hope Diamond in existence that's being
It was an
held.
example. I know that.
Please,
It was an
okay, please,
example.
Oh my goodness!
Okay?
Please let me finish. This is. I have to say this.
Nobody cares
Going
how
by
many
the
Hope
fact,
Diamonds there
that,
are.
dude, just give me 10 seconds to talk. It's like, come on, man. There's only one Hope Diamond in existence. Anybody claiming they have that is clearly lying. Now, as far as your example of you having $500, of course, there's hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars in existence. So the odds of you having that is very believable. But you
So
claiming you have a Hope
what's the
Diamond,
odds?
well, that's not
So
true
so
because it's
what's
being
the odds that
proven.
people you don't know are lying to you that they have real bones in the storage, and that's why they have replicas out there?
Okay, can I please respond? The answer to this question is there are millions of people around the world who are paleontologists who their
No,
job
there's
is
not. There's
to
not even 500,000 fucking paleontologists. I defy you to find 500 paleontologists that go out in the field and dig up dinosaurs.
if I could send one your way, would you debate a paleontologist?
One?
Would you back out from it to have a debate?
No, I wouldn't back out from it.
So what
Is he going to
happens
show
when
me? Is he
somebody?
going to show me? Is he going to show me an actual fucking dinosaur bone?
I mean, I'm sure you could get certain permits, and he could take you to show them
Sure,
show you them. Yes.
sure. I bet you couldn't.
Okay. Now let's get to the chase.
I bet you $100 fucking dollars right now he can't.
This is how I end this discussion. This is the knockout. How do you deal with the fact about the Acambaro stones or figurines? Acambaro figurines. Do you know what those are?
No,
Why
I'm
did you
not.
come here to be so combative? Because your
Combative?
Because
I-
his
I-
boy
I'm
Jay.
friendly.
I'll tell you in a minute.
And what happened to the Mandela effect?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he's back
kinda
off that
nuts,
shit
You know,
again.
you just came in here playing your games.
Playing my games.
People
What's
can
my
see
game?
through your manipulation. You know that, right?
I got a question here. Before
I
we,
got a
before
question.
you
How many
hold
of
on,
you
before you
guys
leave
are there,
ET,
man?
before you leave ET, what was the importance of bringing up these subjects? That's my curiosity.
Have you not been paying attention? Apparently you haven't. He asked me about some
You're right.
conspiracies. So since we were having a conversation about conspiracies, I asked him one if he believed in it, and he did. So we had a conversation. I mean, how is that not reasonable?
Well,
I mean, I don't get
because it kind of taken us again off topic. There's many conspiracy theories. I was interested in your 9/11 thing, but I'm calling bullshit on the film. I'm
I
also
mean,
calling. I'm still hold on. I'm still calling bullshit on the airplanes at all. Okay.
I mean, sure, you're welcome to do that. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say
I mean, well,
I would
it's
say you're
pretty. I
clearly
mean,
delusional.
really, what do you
So you're
think? What do
welcome.
you think the odds are that somebody waits 21 years? He waits 21 years and then says, I'm going to get this footage out and put it up on YouTube, not give it to the evening news, not even do it back then. Hey, NBC wants to buy my fucking footage, but CNN's offering me more money, or both of them will pay me to have this footage. This is valuable, right? You would have seen it on your evening news. The
Okay.
fact that it only
Well,
came online a year ago.
okay. Could
Okay.
you
Hold on, a
acknowledge?
year ago, at the same time as deep fake technology is like really blossoming.
Can you
Really
acknowledge
blossoming. I mean, I
that?
can show you I could make a video using AI or any other kind of thing right now
Okay,
that
I
will
dare
show
you
an
to do it
elephant
and send
charging
it to
through
me.
the White House, and it's not.
Yeah, but it won't be as realistic as the video I shown,
No,
and that's the
that's
problem.
not very realistic. It's done in
I
poor quality. It's done in
Really?
poor
Oh,
quality
really?
for a reason.
So I guess what? I issue you a challenge. Do me a video that's as realistic, if not more realistic than that. You cannot do it.
All right,
if
I
he had
charge $500 an hour to make videos
Five
for people.
$500 an hour, man. That's
Yep.
probably as much you make in a year. But
No, I'm
all
sorry,
jokes
buddy.
aside, all jokes aside, going back to the dinosaurs. So you don't know what the Acambaro figurines are.
No.
Okay, let me
Is this
see
some
here.
artifact that we have no way of verifying other than the fact that someone told us what it is?
No, you can find hundreds of videos and images of these pictures
Right.
online or
I
on YouTube.
understand there's probably hundreds of pictures and videos of these artifacts. However, what validity to the genuineness of these artifacts is there other than what someone tells you?
Okay, I can answer the question and say that based upon my few years of research on this topic, because you see, my perspective, let me explain my perspective so
Mhm.
you know where I'm coming from with this. Of course, I don't believe in the evolution theory with the Earth being billions of years old. Of
Mhm.
course not. That's ludicrous. But the dinosaurs, where do they fit in this with the Earth being, young and with the creation? My stance on it is dinosaurs did live and walk the Earth a few thousand years ago, but over the course of time, they either got hunted out of existence by humans or dwindled in number over time. Just like how even in the modern world today, we
There
have,
isn't.
please let me finish. Even in the world today, we have species going into extinction every single day. So it's very
Mhm.
reasonable to believe that over the course of hundreds or thousands of years, these creatures dwindled in number until they no longer exist and walk the earth at the point today. Now, another fascinating point about this is we have many evidences from the past, even say 1,000 years ago, of ancient societies, um, you know, carving these images of dinosaurs,
Yeah,
whether it be like,
I'm
well,
familiar with that.
please let me
I'm
finish.
familiar. Hold on a second before you get all drawn out. Most of us are familiar. We've been down that rabbit hole. Okay. And I've seen these depictions in so-called ancient artwork and things like that saying, oh, look, there were dinosaurs. And okay, no, I don't think so.
Wait.
I don't
Jay's
see why they
backstage.
would
Jay is
automatically just
backstage.
go away. Hold, I know he's backstage. I'm going
Why
to
don't you
issue
let him
him.
on? Why don't you let him on? Now, what I
So,
was going to say is that by the same line of reasoning, right? Say, for example, as flat earthers, we can all agree that the sun exists. You'll see why I'm asking. Just confirm you obviously agree the sun's real, right?
of
You'll see
course.
why.
To a degree, yes. I
Oh,
truly believe it's a hologram.
okay. Okay. So now we agree that the sun is real, and
Sure.
mainstream science claims that it's 93 million miles away from the Earth. We
Mhm.
know that's not true, but could
Right.
you at least agree with me? Just because the mainstream lied about the sun's distance from the Earth, that doesn't make the sun fake. You can agree with me on that, right? You'll see why I'm asking.
Well, yeah, that's kind of not even what is your point?
This is the knockout. This is where you get blown completely out of the water.
Oh
This
boy,
is a
I can wait.
cannonball for you, man. So
All
with
right.
You're
that
gonna.
same line of logic, by what conclusion could you then say, well, just because the mainstream narrative lied about what time the dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago, that somehow proves that they're all fake and to push this evolution agenda just because they lied about what time period they lived. That's as
No,
ridiculous as
that's a
somebody.
total straw man argument. It's not a boom at
No,
all.
you got
You made a bunch of assumptions in there that are not true. You made a
give me
bunch of
one.
Okay.
assumptions about
Give
what
me
I
one.
say and
I
what
have.
Give me one.
and what I'm
I'd
putting
like to
forth.
state one final question to ET about the. You are a conspiracy theorist. Okay, you have your own speculations. My question is,
My one
have you arrived to resolve why the towers were knocked down?
why were the
Yes,
towers knocked
yes,
down? Well, I
yes.
mean, we could all theorize as to why we perceive they might have knocked it down, but
But
truthfully, none of us.
your
Please let
personal
me.
opinion. Who cares what the media and other people? Your opinion.
Okay, okay. Please let me finish.
Yes.
Okay, as I was saying, we could all theorize as to why this has happened. And truthfully, at the end of the day, the only ones who will know this are the ones responsible for it. Some might say maybe it was so we could, go to war against, the nation they claimed was responsible for this attack. And then, other people might say that it was just to do a attack on the United States. So I would say, based on my view, I would say it's somewhere in between those two, would be my
Okay.
perspective.
Now I'll tell you my speculation. It
Yeah.
was solely and purposely only for an insurance policy cash-in because the buildings really had no value. As Sovereign were saying, they weren't finished. They didn't have the funds to finish them. And the only way they could cash in on them is if a disaster would knock the buildings down. There was so much money made from the profits from the building insurance policy because the year they were erected compared to the years where they gained value as the property value increased was phenomenal. And these owners of these buildings majorly cashed in, and it could have been a sacrificial ritual to, like MK Ultra, traumatize people to mark it as 9/11 every time somebody sees the clock 9/11 as traumatic conditioning programming for like dark energy harvest, bleed, loosh harvest, something like that. That's my opinion. Oh, that's that.
What if
Just
I
my
told
opinion.
you? What if I told you that you're both right?
I agree.
Okay, what you have to
Yeah.
understand about that whole thing, it was multifaceted. There were a bunch of things that accomplished for the established elite, for everyone, for the whole system. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it opened the door for endless war at Israel's behest in the Middle East. It also opened the door for draconian legislation to be easily passed because of the fervor of the public in the form of things like the Patriot Act. It
Correct.
aided in a paramilitary government organization called Homeland Security, which then spawned the TSA that has to make your traveling as restrictive as they possibly can right now. It's going to get worse. Okay. As you also mentioned, Lucky Larry Silverstein bought these buildings knowing full well that they were either going to have to be demoed or brought up to code, which would have
Yeah.
been an exorbitant cost. It was an upside down investment to begin with. Okay. So he did take out an insurance policy that paid
Yeah.
on acts of terrorism like a month or so before the supposed attack.
Go figure.
Then collected on that twice because he counted each hit as a separate act of terrorism. You see, in the little greedy grabbler way, they were able to get in on that.
Yo, can I point
All
something
of
out
that
just real
became
quick?
fulfilled. It also was a ritual. Okay, as
Yes.
I've said several times, it came down 33 years after being built.